Did you know Robin Williams could make an entire room laugh while secretly falling apart inside? He was the loudest voice in any room, the most animated face on any screen, and the warmest soul in almost every heart. But behind the lightning-fast wit and the thousand characters lived a man battling demons that not even the brightest spotlight could chase away. This isn't just the story of a comedian. It's a story of a tortured genius, a wounded healer, and a man who gave the world everything, except the one thing he couldn't keep for himself: peace. Robin McLaurin Williams was born in Chicago in 1951 to a Ford Motor Company executive and a former model. He grew up in a big house with lots of toys, but not much attention. His parents were distant, often absent, and so a young Robin learned early that if he wanted to be noticed, he had to be funny. He would act out voices, tell jokes, and mimic people around him just to get a reaction. What started as a survival mechanism would become his life's purpose. As he grew older, Robin wasn't the loud class clown many might imagine. He was quiet, observant, more of a thinker than a talker. But something clicked when he stepped on stage for the first time. At Juilliard, one of his teachers, the legendary John Houseman, once said he was too talented for the school's classical approach. That's how electric Robin was. He couldn't be tamed by rules. His mind moved faster than any script could follow. He was a tornado of creativity, and the world would soon feel its impact. Robin's breakthrough came in 1978 with Mork and Mindy. Overnight, he became a household name. A spastic alien in rainbow suspenders became America's favorite visitor. But behind that whirlwind of improvisation was a man already numbing his pain with cocaine and alcohol. Fame didn't fix him, it magnified everything. During the 80s, Robin's star rose faster than anyone could predict. He delivered iconic stand-up routines that felt less like comedy and more like controlled chaos. He wasn't just funny. He was alive. He could shift accents, emotions, entire personalities in a single breath. But the more he made others laugh, the harder it became for him to sit in silence. He once said, "Cocaine is God's way of saying you're making too much money." That joke came with the pain of knowing he was using it to outrun something he couldn't name yet. Then came 1982. His dear friend and fellow comic John Belushi died of a drug overdose. Robin had been with him just hours before. That moment shattered him. He went home, held his newborn son, and promised to never touch cocaine again. And for the most part, he kept that promise. But his battle wasn't over. Robin began transforming in the 90s. He wasn't just a comedian anymore. He was an actor, one with an uncanny ability to blend tragedy and humor. Dead Poets Society, Good Will Hunting, Patch Adams. These roles weren't just performances, they were reflections, they were messages. Through them, he told us, seize the day, love fiercely, it's okay to be broken. His characters weren't flawless heroes, they were wounded healers, just like him. Behind the camera, Robin was known as generous, humble, and intensely sensitive. He would visit children in hospitals, entertain troops overseas, and give millions quietly to people in need. When his Mrs. Doubtfire co-star, Lisa Jacob, was expelled from school for acting, Robin personally wrote the school a letter asking them to reconsider. He was always lifting others up, because deep down, he knew how it felt to be dropped. But not even his own laughter could drown out the voices in his head forever. Robin struggled with depression for most of his life. For years, he hid it behind smiles and punchlines. The world laughed, and he laughed with it, until it became harder to keep up the act. In the early 2000s, he relapsed. After 2 decades of sobriety, the pain crept back in. He checked himself into rehab, not for a scandal, not because he was caught, but because he wanted help. That's who Robin was, a man constantly trying to fix himself while fixing everyone else. Then came the roles that reminded us why we loved him. 1 Hour Photo, where he played a deeply disturbing loner. Insomnia, where he held his own against Al Pacino. And of course, Night at the Museum, where even as Teddy Roosevelt, he brought heart to history. In 2014, Robin began experiencing strange symptoms: memory loss, anxiety, confusion. He couldn't understand what was happening. Neither could his doctors. He was misdiagnosed with Parkinson's. But the truth was even darker. Robin was suffering from Lewy body dementia, a rare and aggressive brain disease that attacks memory, movement, and personality. By the time they figured it out, it was too late. The damage had already been done. On August 11, 2014, the world lost Robin Williams. The headline said suicide. But that word never tells the full story. His brain had betrayed him. The man who gave life to so many voices had lost his own. His wife, Susan Schneider Williams, later said, "Robin was losing his mind, and he knew it." That statement is a dagger, because it reveals what we often forget about mental health, that it's not always visible, not always logical, and not always fair. In the wake of his death, the world grieved loudly. Candlelight vigils were held. Tributes poured in from every corner of the globe. Fans, celebrities, even world leaders shared what Robin meant to them. But perhaps the most powerful tribute came not from the rich or the famous, but from everyday people. From those who said, "He saved me. He made me feel seen. He gave me hope." Robin Williams wasn't just a comedian. He was a mirror. Through him, we saw our own pain, our own joy, our own chaos. He reminded us that being human is messy, and that's okay. His legacy isn't just in the films he left behind, it's in the hearts he healed. It's in the quiet reminders to check on your friends, to sit with your sadness, to never assume that a smile means everything is okay. So what can we learn from the life of Robin Williams? That you can be successful and still be suffering. That laughter doesn't always mean happiness. That the people who bring the most light often carry the heaviest darkness. And most importantly, that kindness matters. If you're watching this right now and you've ever felt alone, hopeless, or like you're drowning in your own thoughts, remember this: Robin Williams made the world brighter, but even he needed help. Don't be afraid to ask for it. Your story matters. You matter. Thank you, Robin, for the voices, the chaos, the love, the laughter. You taught us how to laugh. But more importantly, you taught us how to feel. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment with your favorite Robin Williams moment. Like and subscribe for more powerful stories that go beyond the headlines. And remind us of the people behind the fame.